Hello and welcome to Sarcastic Videos. Today we're going to be talking about Okja. It's a Netflix original movie starring Tilda Swinton, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Paul Dano. For those who don't know what this movie is Tilda Swinton's character basically works on her company. It works on a super pig that they invented, basically. According to them, through natural means, when actually it's genetic modification. And they take these super pigs and they spread them all over the world, and they have them being raised by farmers. And the idea is to find out the best way to raise these super pigs, and it's basically one large experiment, and it lasts over 10 years. And then what happens in 10 years is they come to collect these pigs and have like what they call a best super pig contest. So one of these pigs, Okja, is being raised by a farmer and his granddaughter. And his granddaughter's name is Mija, played by actress seo-hyun. And she does a really good job of playing against CGI, because that's what Okja is. It's a CGI super pig, and it looks a lot more like a hippo than a pig. I'm not sure why they call it a super pig, but it's a cute animal. It behaves a lot like a dog, and sometimes it shows like some kind of super intelligence for an animal, but they only show that like once at the beginning and once at the end. So it's one of those kind of things that it just shows up when it's convenient. So the girl, she wasn't told that Okja was going to be taken away after 10 years. When she finds out, and Okja does get taken away by this company, she tries to rescue Okja. And what happens is she runs into the ALF, the Animal Liberation Front, run by Paul Dano and Stephen Young. And they want to help her liberate the Okja and show what's going on in this company and how the food isn't as organic as they're advertising. So the movie has a bunch of different tones. And Jake Gyllenhaal is a good example of that, because his character is like kind of like an Animal Kingdom type character. He's running like a show about animals and loving animals and stuff and learning about them. And he's become like the face of this company. But near the end, he becomes a lot more sadistic and jealous when it comes to this. So it actually starts out, they're showing the animal as like this cute animal and the relationship he has with the girl. And that's good. And it's fun and it's entertaining. And then the animal gets taken away and it becomes more of an action movie with a political message about, the animals and slaughterhouses and things like that. How animals are treated, especially like these experimental genetically modified animals. And it becomes like it completely changes tones, basically. And the Paul Dano's character has a lot more to do in the second half, barely in the first half. And there's also like some political intrigue going on in the company between these two twin sisters who are the CEO. Apparently, I don't know how they change who is the CEO and who isn't. Like, they don't really explain that, but Tilda Swinton plays both characters. And the one character, Lucy, is more optimistic about what's going on, and she's trying to promote everything and turn, like, even the trying to get the animal escape, they try and turn that into like a promotional event with the little girl. And that's when like the third act comes along, and there's a lot more serious notes in the third act, because it shows like animals being tortured, and they're CG animals, but still, like these are cute animals that you were shown have this intelligence and things like that, and then it's showing them being tortured. It's showing them at slaughterhouses, being led into the slaughterhouses. It shows them being slaughtered. Like, it's pretty graphic, but again, it's CG, so I guess that's why part of it, why they can get away with it. And honestly, I mean, if you let your kids watch this, they'll probably end up wanting to be vegetarians for a little bit until, you know, they decide that meat tastes good and stop. But other than that, like, it is pretty graphic, and it does show some torture for these animals, and not really things you want to see, but that's the point. They're trying to disturb you into realizing, you know, how animals should be treated, and that's okay. It's just, it changes the tone of the movie. Like, you start out with all this cuteness, and then you turn into an action movie, and then you turn into like a political movie talking about animal rights, and it's just, that's the negative part about it. The acting's great. Jake Gyllenhaal's a bit over the top, especially near the end when he's kind of cracking and getting jealous and sadistic, and actually he's one of the main torturers of animals, which is not something you see in the beginning at all. The little girl, she does a good job of playing against the CG character, but there are times when the physics are just wrong. Like the way the Okja moves, the way people react to her, like the physics of that, you can tell is just way off. But for the most part, it's good. The CG looks good from a distance. There are times when they use close-ups where they probably should have used some kind of, you know, animatronic double instead of CG, but they use CG, and you can tell when people are touching it, and you can see the way their hands react to it. Like, it's just not that there's not much there. So other than that, it was a good show. It was entertaining. It had a message, but it didn't take away from the entertainment of the movie. So I'm gonna give this Okja, Netflix original movie, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up, and I'm gonna rate it 7 out of 10. Oh, and one other thing to note is a lot of what happens in Korea, so there are a lot of subtitles, just for anybody who is really put off by subtitles. That's something you should know. And also there is an after credits scene if you stay to it. It's till the end. It's about secondary characters, not the main characters, but it's still funny and entertaining. So that's Okja, Netflix original movie. Thank you, and if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you, and have a nice day.